பெஸ்ட் ஹோட்டல் டீல்ஸ் வாங்குறதுல இருந்து டே பிளான் பண்றதாகட்டும், லோக்கல் அரேஞ்ச்மெண்ட்ஸ் பண்றதாகட்டும், ஜிடியோட உங்க ஹாலிடே சூப்பர் ஸ்பெஷல் தான்.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
You know you're special when you're with GT Holidays.
இன்னைக்கு பிரம்மாண்டமான படங்களுக்கு அடையாளம்னா உங்களுடைய காம்பினேஷன் ப்ரூவ் ஆயிடுச்சு. இப்படி நீங்கள் படமாக்கிய காட்சிகளில் நீங்களே பார்த்து அடடா பிரமாதமாக பண்ணியிருக்கோம் ரசித்த காட்சின்னா எந்த படத்தில் எந்த காட்சி?
இதே படம் சார், RRR சார். So like whatever in 20 years journey, whatever experience I have put all the things into this film and I took it up as a challenge, sir. India's biggest star Ram Charan and NTR or rendu per nadicha padam. So how to show them was the biggest challenge for me. And innona sir, director enna sonnarna, this is a very emotional film. So and they're brilliant actors, sir. So the kind of emotions they have shown and the kind of brilliance they have shown, I have to capture it in the best possible way. Abdiye the cinema order magic irukum sir, and the magic kaatno. We don't want it to be a documentary style, so we want it to be presented in a very cinematic style. So this whole film was a big challenge for me, and I really like the whole film. And in the whole film enakku pudicha major sequence, one of the sequences is Ram Charan's introduction, sir. That is something we really worked hard, and I am very proud that it is a brilliantly come on screen.
இன்னைக்கு திரைப்படங்களில் வந்து ஒரு பக்கம் கம்ப்யூட்டர் கிராஃபிக்ஸ் முக்கியமான பங்கு வகிக்குது. அதனால் பல காட்சிகள் வந்து கிரீன் மேட்டு ப்ளூ மேட் அப்படின்னு படமாக்குற சூழ்நிலை இருக்குது. இதில் வந்து எப்படிப்பட்ட சௌகரியங்கள் இருக்குது, எப்படிப்பட்ட அசௌகரியங்கள் இருக்குது? வாட் இஸ் அட்வான்டேஜ் அண்ட் டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜ்?
Yeah, that's what, sir. See, like when filmmaking starting, sir, start on appo, like it was only silent era, silent black and white film. Adukaprom slowly sound was added to it. Adukaprom slowly color was added to it. Adukaprom like slowly like okay, like sync sound la irukanona adu add pannanga. So abdi present generation enna sir, visual effects is added to it. So now visual effects is a part of filmmaking. It's not separate. You cannot even if it is a small film, sir, little bit of VFX is there here and there. So it has become a part and parcel of filmmaking. So if you want to become a filmmaker, you should understand VFX in today's generation. That is very much essential. Without VFX, it is very difficult to do. It's not that you can't do, you can still do, but you want to do your work in a better way na, konjam VFX therija konjam better ah irukum. And there is always advantages and disadvantages, sir, of all the things. But VFX is a very, very big advantage because if you want to tell a fantasy story, that is the easiest means, sir. You can do anything and everything in VFX. The only thing is you should understand what we can do and what are the approach. And the approach correct or you can get great results, sir. So, but lots of people CG you can do anything in the post. Actually, if you ask the biggest VFX supervisors in the world, 90% you try to do on location and only the 10-20% enhancement you do in the post, then your result is great. Or suppose if complete film is fantasy, then it's a different case. But if it's a realistic film, but 90% try to achieve it on location. So VFX padam pannona sir, you have to totally understand what VFX is, what you have to do. Neriya homework panna sir. So VFX is not easy, but it's an amazing thing which you can use in filmmaking.
ஒரு திரைப்படத்துல நல்ல ஒளிப்பதிவு அப்படின்றது என்ன?
Yes sir, like according to me sir, filmmaker cinematographer job is telling a story. So endha padathillana when you are watching the movie, you should not see the technicalities. But when you come out, you should feel that okay, I saw a great film. Abdi panna, that is a great cinematic achievement of a cinematographer, sir. But like you are watching the film, suddenly like if you suddenly see a beautiful shot and you are like just came out of the padathil and veliya vandu, you are appreciating the shot, na, that is actually a failure of a cinematographer. At the same time, like if the audience has, if the characters in the film are feeling wow, then also the audience should feel wow. So and whatever story we are telling, the audience should feel it. And if the cinematographer takes them in the right direction, that is good photography, sir.
கடந்த பல ஆண்டுகளாக இந்த திரைப்படங்களையும் பார்க்குறீங்க, ஒளிப்பதிவினுடைய தன்மையை மாறிக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறத பார்க்குறீங்க. ஒளிப்பதிவு துறை எந்த அளவில் முன்னேறி இருக்கிறதா நீங்கள் நினைக்கிறீங்க?
Sir, in this world, change is something permanent, sir. Like changes keep happening, like in everything, every department. Like for example, in the phone, sir, like 10 years back, what the phone's capability was there, and now what the phone capability is completely different. So in the same way, like earlier, sir, any technology to change used to take some 20 years, 30 years. Once phone was invented, telephone was invented, then TV was invented, then they invent pannanga, car was invented, update sir. But in today's generation, every 6 months you have to, the technology is changing so fast, you have to adapt to yourself. So I seriously don't know where the filmmaking is going. So only thing is every day you have to get up and see, okay, what is the new technology and try to learn it. So then you will be there and yeah, like, so you have to every day compete with all the new generation guys.
இப்போ பிரம்மாண்டமான திரைப்படங்களுக்கு நீங்கள் பழகிட்டீங்க, ஏதாவது ஒரு சிம்பிள் ப்ராஜெக்டில் உங்களை முழுமையாக ஈடுபடுத்திக்க முடியும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களா?
Definitely, sir. I like filmmaking, sir. It is not about big budget, small budget, sir. So like, if I really like to do a small budget film, I will do it. Like if finally the story should excite me, sir. Story should excite me. I should like the director. Okay, director will do justice to this film, and the confidence in that I will definitely do, sir. I always did, sir. Like after Magadhira, I did a small film called Golconda High School. It's about cricket. Then after Bahubali, I did a film called Vijayta, which is a small film. So I always keep doing that. A balance and maintain, sir. Every film can't be a Bahubali. Every film can't be an RRR. I am blessed and fortunate that I could do so many big budget films in life. So for that I am very grateful and honored. So if I get a really small film, then I'll definitely do it.
இந்த ட்ரிபிள் ஆர் படத்தினுடைய வெளியீட்டுக்கு முன்னால உங்களுடைய மனநிலை எப்படி இருந்தது?
Actually, before release, we were very confident, sir. There was no tension at all. But only thing is, will it, because it's a very, very high budget film, sir. Like almost around 400 crores or plus, 400 plus crores we spent on making one movie. So Bahubali 2 parts, we did it out 220 crores. But in one part, we spent more than 400 crores. So like it was like, how do we recover it? That was the only tension. But we were very confident about the project. And then our nalla distinction student irupangala, sir. They know that they have done a good job. Exam kapra they are only waiting for the result, whereas I will get first rank, second rank or third rank. So andha madri situation irundhathu, sir. We did the film, we did what better we can now. Whether it will break this record, whether it will break it, we are just waiting for it. So God's grace, it is really doing well.
உங்களுடைய கூட்டணி அடுத்து என்ன மாதிரியான மேஜிக் கிரியேட் பண்ண ஐடியா வச்சிருக்கீங்க?
Like I don't want to create something all the time, sir. I always depend upon, okay, what kind of a story we are telling. So before padam start avadhu, okay, indha madri style pannalana adu eppume nan decide pannala, sir. It's always I have to tell the story in the best possible way. Adukaga endha technology use panna and the idea better eppadi sollanum, that style will be born out of it. Rather than okay, எனக்கு அந்த ஹீரோ அந்த cinematographer பண்ண ஸ்டைல் நல்லா இருக்கு, அது let me adapt to it. That will not work, sir. It will be like, okay, it's a cheap adaptation at இருக்கும். But if you really involve in the story and try to tell in the story in the best possible way, the style will evolve by itself. So like I don't preconceive anything and keep it.
Future of cinematography எப்படி இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க?
அதான் சார் எனக்கு தெரியாது சார்.
இல்லை, இப்போ சினிமாவை எடுத்துக்கிட்டா நிறைய வந்து இப்போ வர்ச்சுவல் ஸ்க்ரீன்ஸ் எல்லாம் வர ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கு அப்படின்னு ஒரு வர்ச்சுவலாக ஷூட் பண்ணக்கூடிய சூழ்நிலாம் அமையும் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி இருக்குது.
See, virtual production, there is a big misconception, sir. Virtual production is only like your background green screen is replaced by a screen. Like instead of keeping a green screen or blue screen, you are keeping a LED screen and projecting the image. So the advantage is that, okay, like the background with the light interaction, it will be nice and all. But you can't do everything in it. It has certain limitations as of now. Ippo konja limitations irukku, but future we don't know. Maybe that can be a game changer, theriyadu. So we have to wait and watch, sir, because as I'm telling you, technology is changing so fast, we don't know where it is evolving. So tomorrow, I don't know, the way we watch movies may be completely different. As it is now, we are having that all that AI films and all those kind of things. So we don't know actually how it is going to evolve. But you have to keep learning so many things, or else you will perish.
உங்களை எப்போ தமிழ் பட உலகில் எதிர்பார்க்கலாம்?
I love, sir. Tamil is my mother tongue and I love Tamil. So I am just waiting for a good opportunity to do Tamil film, sir. I will always wanted to, but unfortunately or fortunately I was there in Hyderabad and I have been doing films there. So if I definitely get a chance in Tamil cinema, I would jump and take it up.
எந்த ஒரு சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபருக்கும் ஒரு பேஷன் இருக்கும், இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கிரியேட்டரோட நம்ம பணியாற்றணும்னு. நீங்கள் ஆஸ் இட் இஸ் வந்து ஒரு பெஸ்ட் கிரியேட்டரோட ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. அதர் தேன் தட் வேற எந்த இந்த இயக்குனரோட நம்ம பணியாற்றணும் அப்படின்னு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு இன்ஸ்பிரேஷனாக இருக்கும்?
When நான் career start பண்றப்போ there were two legends in Indian cinema, sir. One was Mani sir and one is Shankar sir. So they were like and the whole India was looking up to them. So it is also my dream to like one day work with this legend, sir.
Thank you very much for sharing your experiences. Now we'll go for a question and answer session.
Yes, this is the best part of it.
Hi sir.
Hi.
So Bahubali.
உங்க பேர் என்னது?
வெங்கட்.
என்ன பண்றீங்க?
Viscom.
Okay. எந்த இயர்? Third year. அது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சொன்னா கொஞ்சம் பெட்டரா இருக்கும். Yeah.
Sorry.
சொல்லுங்க, start again.
Okay.
I'm
Venkat.
Yes, correct.
I'm Viscom in my final year.
Yes, correct.
I have some questions for you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So Bahubali, there is like half set and then half blue screen and green screen. So spot la obviously VFX supervisor, இந்த பக்கம் art director, இன்னொரு side நீங்க இருப்பீங்க. So how do you three coordinate and make the scene work? Because அங்க இருக்குது blue screen. So obviously the director will tell you the story. So நீங்க film பண்ணும்போது what like இப்போ for example there is castle இருக்கு இந்த blue screenல castle வரப்போகுதுன்னு director சொல்றாருன்னா how do you get that in shot? Like உங்களுக்கு ப்ரீவியஸா ஏதாவது pre-edit footage மாதிரி ஏதாவது கொடுப்பாங்களா or else like do you have to go with it on the spot?
There are many ways of doing it. Like one is we used so many ways of doing it. Some places where we exactly, particularly, okay, in the character ingana irukano and exactly therinjappo there is something called we pre-design the set. So adu we use something called a mixer. So we take a mixer on set and we have a camera image and the 3D image. Both we mix it and see like okay where the camera is going right or wrong. That is one technology, that one we use. Like okay, it's a very tedious and time taking process, but yeah, sometimes when it is necessary we do it. And or that we have a interactive set, like okay, like if you are sitting here and supposed to be a beach in the background, so we put this kind of a set where we are sitting and talking and like okay there's sand or everything. Then we know okay this is going to be a bit, generally this is going to be like a harsh sunlight here. So that kind of a sunlight I need to recreate in the set. So it is basically like every department has its own doubts, like production designer will have its doubts, and also all these doubts are clarified in the pre-production stages. So location la vande discuss panna and padam 10 years you should be shooting it. So before coming to the set you should be very clear about what are the shots. That is why pre-production is very important. For Bahubali kitta or 1.5 year pre-production we did. So that is why we exactly know like when we go to shoot okay what are the challenges, what are the things we have to do.
One more question sir. Yes. So complete CG shots la irukla ipo nani movie எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா there are like scenes where the whole sequence is CG. Yeah. So adu vandu obviously animators are animating. Do you have a part in that or adu vandu avanga thaniya pandrathu and then you work only with like half production and animation category mari?
See like in that case like see it is a part of this film. So like I need to be like probably in the initial stages of okay like ஒரு film ஒரு style இருக்கும் இந்த மாதிரி ஷார்ட் மேக்கிங் அதெல்லாம். ஸோ அந்த ஸ்டைலில் தான் அந்த ஈவன் தட் அனிமேஷன் ஆல்சோ ஹேஸ் டு பி தேர். ஸோ I am involved right from the stages where in the animation role probably I might not be telling okay how the action of the fly is or something, but how to capture this and the mari like I involved in like a placement of camera and the mari like on the location number real life lighting eppadi irukadhu, is it reproducing it on that or not. So on the stages la I am involved, and finally when the complete CG shot comes out முன்னாடி ஷாட் பின்னாடி ஷாட்டுக்கு மேட்ச் ஆகுறதா இல்லையான்னு கிரேடிங்ல செட் பண்ணுறது அதெல்லாம் those are all the stages I am involved.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.
Can you explain about black magic camera and red dragon camera?
Oh, you are asking about cameras. See, like there are so many different companies which make cameras. No? So, like I generally am a big fan of Arri camera. So I use Arri cameras, and some people use Blackmagic and Red. So all the three cameras have different way of color science. So I may not be in a position to explain so much about other cameras, but yeah, I use Arri camera because I feel that that is the closest it comes to the film image which we have. So they reproduce the colors in the best possible way, which is closest to the negative film which we used to shoot. So that's why I use. At other cameras, choice of camera is a personal thing. Like I like to use Samsung phone. Someone will like an Apple phone, or someone will like a Sony phone. So it's a personal choice. So everyone, so in that way, now today cameras are also that kind of a thing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
I am Parmita from Vailtech College. I am studying the second year of visual communication. ட்ரிபிள் ஆர் மூவி வந்து பார்த்தேன் சார். அதில் வந்து அண்டர் வாட்டர் சீன் ஒன்று வந்து வரும். அது வந்து ரியல் நான் கேள்விப்பட்டேன். அதை நீங்கள் எடுக்கும் போது உங்களுக்கு வந்து என்ன சேலஞ்சிங்காக இருந்தது, அதை எப்படி வந்து கேப்சர் பண்ணீங்க சார்?
And the song, just before the song, that in the song, they after the bridge sequence, they jump into, both the heroes jump underwater. So that we shot at a big 20 feet deep pool. So, and in the water we had a blue screen behind, because we wanted to extend that water and all. So in the water we had blue screen. The challenge there was to what I can say, like there are someone called underwater photography. They are specialists, like who actually do lots of underwater photography. So I just guided them. The biggest challenge was to recreate the fire effect, which actually on top the fire is there. To create that fire effect underwater was the biggest challenge for us. And the whole focusing and other things was actually, it is not like how you focus outside and water, because the outside on the ground. So that how to keep the focus and all these things were a bit of challenge for us. And communicating with the actors underwater and with the camera operator underwater was one big challenge. Sometimes you can communicate because they have wireless phone. Sometimes it doesn't work. So those kind of challenges we faced, but I think we pulled it off.
அதே மாதிரி ரெண்டு ஹீரோக்கும் வந்து இன்ட்ரோ செக்ஷன் வந்து கொடுத்துருந்தீங்க. அதில் வந்து என்னை இன்ஸ்பயர் பண்ணது வந்து என்டிஆர் சாரோடைய இன்ட்ரோ தான். அது வந்து வாட்டர்லேருந்து வந்து அவரை காமிச்சிருப்பீங்க. நான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு அது வந்து எப்படி சொல்லுது, லேண்டுன்னு தான் நான் நினச்சேன். பட் ஆனால் அது வாட்டர்லேருந்து ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் வந்தது. எப்படி அது வந்து நீங்கள் ஷூட் பண்ணீங்க சார்?
No, it is just what I can say, camera எப்படி ஷூட் பண்ணுறது, we shot it upside down. That created that magic. It is just a simple techniques. So sometimes very simple techniques actually like create that magic. So instead of because water surface, it is like a glass, and the kind of reflectivity, high reflectivity we shot. We did not shoot it in real life. We built a big water tank in the studio floor. It was like 120 feet water tank which we built. And on the water tank, the character was there, and the CG background, blue screen. So we actually rotated the camera when we were shooting. So it was pre-visualized பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் okay, இந்த எஃபெக்ட் நல்லா இருக்கு, இது எக்ஸிக்யூட் எப்படி பண்ணனும். So we shot it in that way. And yeah, there were some challenges like how to take the camera to 150 feet camera travel எப்படி பண்ண வைக்கணும், like how to carry the camera and the traveling camera rotate எப்படி பண்ணணும், at the same time how to like light up so that it is in a deep jungle, the feeling இருக்கணும். So those were the challenges we had.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.
Hello sir, I am Shruti from Jain College, final year Viscom student. So என் கொஸ்டின் என்னன்னா, நிறைய ஷார்ட்ஸில் வந்து லைக் நானி மூவியாக இருக்கட்டும் சரி, பாகுபலியாக இருக்கட்டும் சரி, நிறைய ஷார்ட்ஸ் வந்து ஸ்மாலான ஃபிகர்லேருந்து இமீடியட் சேஞ்ச் டு ஒரு லார்ஜான இமேஜோ இல்லைனா ஒரு வைட் ஆங்கிளுக்கும் இருக்குது. ஸோ அதுக்கான ஃபோக்கஸ் பாயிண்ட் எப்போவுமே மாறதுக்கான டிஃபிகல்ட்டிஸ் இருக்கும். அண்ட் ப்ளஸ் அந்த லைட்டிங் வைசஸ்லேயும் கொஞ்சம் டிஃபிகல்ட்டி இருக்கும். ஹவு டிட் யூ ஓவர் கம் தோஸ் சேலஞ்சஸ் சார்?
Sorry, I did not understand. Please slowly, கொஞ்சம் ரொம்ப ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக சொல்லிட்டீங்க.
சாரி சார். லைக் நானி மூவில இருக்கட்டும் சரி இல்ல எனி மூவிஸ் பண்றதா இருக்கட்டும் சரி ஒரு ஸ்மாலான ஒரு கேரக்டரை எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் பண்ணிட்டு இமிடியட்லி இட்ஸ் சேஞ்சிங் டு a wide character. So எப்படியோ ஃபோக்கஸ் வந்து
I understand. Generally say see or there is some elements which a cinematographer uses to keep the audience attention to one point. One is focus, the other is light, and the other is like shadows. So how to use your light, shadows and all. There is something called golden points in a frame. There is something called where the audience are seeing. The first thing according to anyone is, first whenever we see a frame, human psychology is to find another human being in the frame. So the moment a big frame is there, wide frame, your attention will always go to where there is a similar human figure which is there, and then your eyes goes to the brightest point where is the brightest point. Then from there your according to what the action they do, your image, your concentration travels. So when you are framing a wide shot, you should always keep these points in mind. So when you keep these points in mind, you can actually divert the attention of the audience to that point. So there's lots of theory you should study, but you can always break the rules. Rules are meant to be broken, but before breaking, you should always know the rules. There are so many rules like 1/3 rule or golden point rule. So many spiral rule. So if you understand, then you can actually, it helps you keep the attention. Like she's asking, suppose you are a close shot, obviously like audience will be seeing that, but when you got a wide shot, how do you keep the attention of the audience to the same place? So we use so many of these rules. I can't just tell, okay, I use this rule here. It is like your brain is always working. When you put a frame, okay, like I want my audience to see here. So what should I do? So those are the things. So when I keep the frame, if my attention is not going there, so what should I do to get the audience attention there? So those kind of things we keep doing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Lakshmi from Ethiraj Journalism Department.
My God.
So I want to ask about you.
Journalism is a bit scary department. Yeah.
No.
So
Okay, so I want to know about you. So
my goodness.
சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபில இருந்திருக்கீங்க. ஸோ இவ்வளோ நாள் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸும் இருந்திருக்கு உங்களுக்கு. ஸோ உங்களோட செல்ஃபை அப்கிரேட் பண்ணணும், உங்களுக்கு டேரக்டராக ஆகணும்னு ஒரு எய்ம் இருக்கா? பிகாஸ் நீங்கள் ஸ்டார்டிங் இந்த பிகினிங் சொன்னீங்க டேரக்டரோட ஸ்டோரி டெல்லிங் சொல்லும் போது சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபி லைக் ஸ்டோரி டெல்லிங் சொன்னீங்களா, உங்களுக்கு அந்த எய்ம் இருக்கா சார்?
100% இருக்குங்க, 100% இருக்கு. Because I always believe that like a theater is a actor's medium. So in the same way, film is a director's medium. So whatever film it is always the director who is telling the story to the audience. So one day I will also want to tell my story. So when I find my story, I'll definitely want to tell my story, and that is a profile which I definitely want to upgrade myself. If you call it as upgrading, yeah, I would want to upgrade myself to a director's position.
Thank you, sir.
பரபரப்பான சினிமா செய்திகள், நட்சத்திரங்களின் பேட்டிகள், சினிமா வரலாறு ஆகியவற்றை பார்க்கவும் படிக்கவும் உங்களுக்கான இணையதளம் tourandtalkies.co.